What's going on, everyone? So it is official. The Los Angeles Lakers are standing pat. The NBA trade deadline is over. Maybe some last little second sneaky trade comes in. That is always a possibility, but more likely than not, the reports are pretty heavy that the Lakers are going to stand pat, that they're not going to make any significant trades. Obviously, there's always the buyout market, and there are some actual notable names. And we're definitely going to go over some in future later videos. I want to kind of dedicate this video specifically to just this trade deadline. But I mean, you have Spencer Dinwiddie, Marcus Morris, Daniel House, Harry Giles, Killian Hayes, Joe Harris are just notable names that were waived or are going to be waived that the Lakers could jump on board with, maybe upgrade in some areas. They need to get Spencer Dinwiddie. Definitely. Spencer Dinwiddie's the one guy that I think could actually have a significant impact on this roster. But nonetheless, right, a lot of people, myself included, are very disappointed, right? You feel in many ways like the Lakers are wasting another year of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They've been the most efficient they've been in years. They have been the healthiest they've been in years. And it's like, man, like I understand you want to wait for that big home run deal in the offseason when you have 3 first-round picks, Donovan Mitchell, however it plays out. But it's just like there's no guarantee with that. And it's really frustrating because it's like, how many times do we wait? And, Kyrie, Kawhi, Paul George, Dwight Howard, all these guys over the years that we've, waited around to try to acquire. And it's like we end up missing out and we just waste another opportunity. But here's the thing. And again, I'm disappointed we didn't make a deal. But no deal is better than a bad deal. And none of the big names that were rumored, DeJounte Murray didn't get traded. Bruce Brown didn't get traded. DeMar DeRozan didn't get traded. All the big names that were in speculations and linked to the Lakers, none of them really got traded. And, there was no real move that, one, I looked at and was like, okay, the Lakers could have done that. And two, the moves like the Royce O'Neal move, Daniel Gafford move, like those two, I was like, man, I wish the Lakers could have gotten those guys. Outside of that, it's like, who got traded that would have made huge sense, right? Like, I wouldn't have mind if the Lakers made some small deal, but like I talked about this entire process, going and getting Daniel Gafford is not doing anything for the Lakers. It's just not. The Lakers need 2, 3, 4, 5 guys if you're not getting that all-star impact guy. You basically need to do what you did last year and basically rehaul this roster in many ways. That, or you need the guys to pick it up and turn it around. And I've said it, and I've said it repeatedly. I trust Rob Pelinka. I believe in Rob Pelinka. If there was a deal on the table that made sense for the Lakers, Rob Pelinka would have pulled the trigger and gotten that deal done. Clearly, there wasn't. And I'm sure he's going to have his press conference and he's going to say there just wasn't anything that made sense for us. Maybe not so brief, but basically that's what it's going to boil down to. Is there weren't any deals on the table that made sense for us to make, that were realistically beneficial for us without us getting completely fleeced, is essentially what it's going to come down to. And I know some people look at the trades like the Boyan trade and the Alec Burks trade. And again, don't look at the names of the players that went to like the Knicks or, the Suns or whatever. Look at what the pieces were and the assets and whatnot that went. And ask yourself, how do the Lakers and who do the Lakers send out that fits that criteria that the other teams would have wanted? Because that's the thing, right? Gabe Vincent, he's a negative asset. He's hurt. If Gabe Vincent wasn't hurt all season and he was playing well, the Lakers probably would have been able to trade him. And they probably would have been able to get off of him, right? But unfortunately, the reality is he wasn't healthy. And he was hurt. And the Lakers weren't able to get off of him, even though they actively were trying to do so. And it sucks. It does. Because it's like we all wanted a real significant impact type of trade, real significant impact type of deal, and just didn't happen. But to me, there clearly was nothing there. And I mean, again, just go look at all the trades. Look at every single trade, the way they went down, what was given up, how things were given up, and ask yourself, like, does any of that make sense for the Lakers? Does any of that change the outcome of the season for the Lakers? Right? Like, even Bojan Bogdanovic, he makes $19 million next year. The Lakers, that's their team. Even if DeMar DeRozan becomes available, or let's say they do have a chance for Donovan Mitchell, like, you're stuck. That's your team. Because now you just traded everything to go get Bojan Bogdanovic, and now you're cap strapped, and you have no real flexibility. And for what? Just to say, oh, we got Bojan Bogdanovic? We're not winning. Like, Bojan Bogdanovic isn't leading us to a championship with this roster. And it sucks. It does. It sucks. Because we all wanted a deal. I wanted a deal badly. I wanted to see something anything get done. I mean, not anything in the sense of, like, just make a deal just to make a deal, but in the sense of, like, I would have loved to see the Lakers get at least one or two impact pieces. I genuinely thought that they were going to end up landing DeJounte Murray. Unfortunately, they didn't. I figured that they would land DeJounte Murray because I figured that Atlanta wouldn't want to go through what they did with John Collins, where they had real deals on the table. They rejected those deals. They rejected those offers. They waited too long. Nobody wanted him anymore. And they ended up trading him for a quarter of what they could have gotten. I mean, there were times where they were being offered like 4 firsts for John Collins. And denied. And look what he ended up going for. And let's say the Lakers, who supposedly are waiting around and believe that they have a real shot at Donovan Mitchell. If the Lakers get Donovan Mitchell, then guess what? There's no reason for them to go and get DeJounte Murray. So the Lakers are out of the equation. Several of the other teams that were interested all went other directions. I mean, it is very possible Atlanta ends up stuck with DeJounte Murray because they didn't want to make a trade. Look at a team like Chicago. They should have made the trades last season. They didn't. And guess what? They're stuck with Zach LaVine. They're probably losing DeMar DeRozan in free agency. All because what? You wanted to be a mediocre basketball team. Because you wanted to be a middle of the pack team. And that's the problem, right? So, again, as much as I wanted a deal to get done, as much as I was looking forward to a deal getting done, and I genuinely believe that there would be one. You know, at least, I thought that they'd at least do, a minor deal or two, right? I thought they'd at least go get like a Royce O'Neal or a Royce O'Neal and like a Daniel Gafford, something like that. Like, I was pretty confident that that was going to happen. But again, you never know until you know, right? Lakers, they made the big roster haul and rehaul last season. And this free agency just didn't have, period. This entire trade deadline. This entire trade deadline was just, it was so lackluster. There was hours of nothing. And it was just like, and then you'd get news and it was like, this guy that hasn't played a single minute in the league got traded for this guy that hasn't played a single minute in the league plus a second. And it's like, what? Like, it was a disappointing trade deadline, if I'm being honest. And it was even more disappointing because, the Lakers didn't pull off any major deals as much as we wanted them to. But I stand by Rob Pelinka and his decision. Again, looking at all the trades, and I covered all of them, and I went through them all, and I was up to date on everything. I talked about several on As It Stands Sports. So I was pretty informed on all these trades. And there wasn't a single trade that I was like, okay, the Lakers could have done that. Or it was like there was a single trade where I was like, the Lakers should have done that. It just didn't make any sense. Like, there wasn't really anything that was there that was like, okay, that's the deal that the Lakers should have taken. And you got to keep in mind, it has nothing, like, the Lakers, I would love if Rob Pelinka could just call up and be like, hey, we're going to trade you this for this, get the paperwork ready, and then hang up like a boss. Fortunately, it doesn't work like that. Other teams have to want a deal. They have to want to give up what you're looking for. It's a process. And unfortunately, the process just didn't work out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Are you disappointed? Do you understand? Are you looking at it as like, hey, better nothing than, any major trades that just would have hurt us or harmed us, or, basically better to do nothing than something that we're going to regret later. But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.